So if the word overkill was a model kit, this would be that model kit. So, what's up everybody? I'm Nutype Tim, and today we are going to be reviewing the GM Dominance Phillips Hughes Custom. This is the p-bandai version of this kit, which was released in October 2019, and by the suggestion of the name, it is a GM Dominance that was customized by Phillips Hughes. I don't know who this guy Phillips Hughes is, but honestly, his taste is impeccable. 2 Gatling guns, a massive gun on the arm, and a GM Dominance. The dude took a kit with the name Dominance already in it and simply said, I'll take all the Gatling guns. Give me guns, give me more. So I appreciate the excessiveness of this kit and the overkill of having 2 autonomous Gatling guns attached to the back and with 1 beam saber and another rifle. I don't know why you would need all of that, but you know what? My guy, he did it. He was just like, yeah, I'll take everything that you got. Give me the entire loadout. But a little bit on the actual character itself. Phillips Hughes is from the game, it's from one of the actual mobile games. I believe the side story. Let me cheat real quick and look into my phone. So Phillips Hughes comes from the Mobile Suit Gundam side story Blue Destiny. So this kit is actually from the Blue Destiny series, which is really cool. I like majority of the kits from the Blue Destiny series. He's also from, this is the one that I messed up, the Missing Link game. So the other side story, which is Missing Link. So we have both Blue Destiny and Missing Link that we see our friend Phillips Hughes in. And the GM Dominance we saw for the first time, or at least I saw for the first time, was in a manga. So this kit is really cool to actually be able to get one of these brought to life. And it's really good. I really enjoyed this kit. It's a combination of the GM Dominance, which is already an amazing kit, but the GM Dominance is an amazing kit because it's based off the GM Sniper 2, which is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't built that kit, I definitely recommend picking that up, building one. I built one years ago, and I bought another one just because I enjoyed the mechanisms of that kit. We get a lot of those same mechanisms in this kit right here, but some of the parts to it succeed, others don't, but we'll get more into that in the rest of this review. But the first thing that we are going to check out is what comes inside this box in terms of runners, stickers, and the manual. So let's give that a quick look and we'll see what's inside this box. Alright, so let's check out what's in this box in no particular order either. But first up, we have the A1 runner. Next, we have our D1 runner. Here we have the B2 runner. Another B2 runner. A small sheet of polycaps. An MP runner, which looks like it's predominantly the hands and what looks like, yeah, just mainly looks like the hands right here. Next up, we have the H runner, which looks like part of the body, or actually the waist. After that, we have a B runner. Here is a C2 runner. Next is an A runner. Our D2 runner. Another D2 runner. Our B1 runner, which has the head right there. Next, we have a J runner, which looks like the inner frame. Here we have, we're going to just do this in doubles. We've got 2 D2 runners. Here is a D3 runner. Our K runner, an E1 runner. Let's flip this around actually. An E2 runner. Next we have the N1 runner, which looks like part of the gun and the bracket to hold the gun. And we've got another N3 runner right here. We've got some beam sabers. Some more inner frame parts on an I runner. And then we have the F runner. Another quick doubling up of runners, which are the A2 runners. Next up, we have an N2 runner. Here's another N3 runner. Here we go with an A2 runner again. Got a lot of the same runners in this kit. Another B2 runner. It seems like this kit has maybe 3 of the same runners over and over again, so that's pretty interesting. Another C1 runner. I don't know if that's another one. Here's a C runner. Here's another C1 runner, but in red this time. I like how they switched up the color on us. And finally, the L runner. So that's it for all the runners, but because this is a p-bandai kit, we get a nice set of decals right there. So it's a small sheet, but good enough, better than getting stickers. And finally, we have the manual. So here's a manual for the GM Dominance. It's got a cool little photo on the front of it right here. There are a lot of X's on this booklet, as you can see. So many X's here. So we're going to have a lot of spare parts for this kit. And it looks like a pretty simple kit to put together. I don't really see it being that complicated or anything like that. It's just got a very unique weapon at the end of it. That's what makes this one really cool to me. Some more, and then we get to see the weapons that are right there. So essentially this is just the GM Dominance with the Gatling guns. Not even essentially, it is the GM Dominance with Gatling guns. But I love that photo right there. And on the back, we've got all the markings for the decals, and that's about it. So, let's get into the next section. All right, so here are a few quick thoughts that I had about this build when putting it together. It was a really fun build to do. You know, it's similar but different. I personally haven't built the GM Dominance, but you know, after building this and seeing what the GM Dominance looks like, I definitely don't have a need to buy that kit. And you really wouldn't have to unless you really need an extra shield that goes right there. It's got all the same loadouts. The only thing that's different is really the Gatling guns on the back. But the kit itself was a lot of fun to do. In the next section, we'll see I go into a bit more detail and a deeper dive on, you know, the things that I like and don't like about it. But all in all, the kit was really good. I enjoyed the build. It as you saw in that last speed build. Took a bit of time to do, but all in all, it really does create a beautiful looking kit. So let's move on to the next section and you'll hear a few more of my thoughts. All right, now that we've heard my initial thoughts on this kit, let's go into a little bit more of a deep dive into everything about the GM Dominance Phillips Hughes Custom, like what comes with this kit, what's left over from this kit, articulation. And we'll do a head-to-toe articulation, and then we'll do the articulation that's actually in these guns. But the first thing that I want to show you guys is the extras that will be attached to this kit. So the first two things that we get here are stands for the Gatling Guns. The Gatling Guns actually have a bit of articulation, which is really cool as well too. So with these Gatling Guns, we get this stand, like you saw, it can come off. We can take this piece right here and attach it like so. Cool thing about this piece right here is that it can't be attached incorrectly just because of the way that the connectors are. So if we try to attach it back this way, it's just not going to fit in. So we will always attach it correctly, and this is how it situates in the backpack. With this part down, attached in the back. But I'll show you guys that in a second. Second cool thing about this kit is the Gatling gun actually has a bit of maneuverability on it. So the drum can move up and down just like this, and the gun itself can spin around. And I know there are a few people out there that have the talent to actually make a motor to spin that around. That's not me just yet, but hopefully one day soon. But it's really cool to get a lot of articulation out of a weapon like that it could have just been one chunk of plastic that they attached and said, all right, good job guys, that's all you get. But the other things that come with this kit are going to be 7 sets of hands, and then 9 including the 2 that I actually have on the kit right now. But we get 2 open pairs of hands. We get 2 closed fists. We get 2 trigger fingers. So it's cool to actually have 2 trigger fingers that you can hold it for the left or the right. And then we have 1 more open hand. I have 1 open hand there and a specialized trigger figure for that one right there. So those are the 2 that are actually in the kit right now. But now let's get into the whole articulation of this kit. Like I said, starting from the head. So just like the GM Sniper 2, the GM Dominance, this visor right here can go down and up. So that's nothing new really. The head itself can't go all the way around in 360 just because it gets caught sometimes on the what do you call it? The neck right here. So you're not able to actually go all the way around with the head. So if you force it, you're definitely gonna break something. So I don't suggest forcing it, and I'm not gonna force it here either. One of the biggest issues that I have with the head though is it has a massive seam line right on top right here, if you can see that. I did my best to try to push the pieces together. Nothing worked, so I'm actually gonna have to fill that in when I paint this kit. It's a bit annoying that it's 2019, and even with the older molds, this being an older mold, you would think that they would actually kind of try to fill that in or get that filled. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's still a cool head design, great head design. And yeah, so next we're gonna go into the shoulders. The shoulders are actually really cool. So the shoulders have a bit more articulation. You can pull these shoulders all the way out. The shoulder armor has a great gimmick where it won't get caught in anything that you do because it's able to move so much. So you can move it around without it getting caught. And the joint itself is on this really cool ball joint that can move up, and you can get a lot of range of motion out of this kit. So you can spin the arm all the way around, just like that. The elbow bends all the way to right here. And the hands, let me just move this back. Hands go all the way around, like so. Up and down like this, and that's about it. So the gripe that I had with the arm is going to be this. I do not like the way that the arms were attached. So this is actually in 3 different pieces, and they all kind of slide in together. Again, it's causing seam lines. I would have rather seen this as 2 separate pieces that close together rather than 3 different pieces that now you see this massive seam line, and it can move up pretty easily. So you can start seeing gaps if you move too much. The second part of this arm that gets a little annoying sometimes is you have to be careful when you're coming back here, as the arm sometimes gets caught on the back of this part right here. So just note that when you're moving this arm around, is that you have to be careful with putting it back into place, just because it might get caught and you don't want to damage the kit. You don't want to damage that arm like that. But overall, the articulation of the arm is pretty cool. And like I said, again, with this arm part, you'll see that it's already separating when I move it too much like that. So that's something that you'll probably want to seal together to make sure it doesn't move too much. Now, as for the waist armor is on a cool ball joint that can move back and forth, side to side, and you get a nice ab crunch. It gives you a lot of ability to really get this thing a lot of really cool poses. So you can get it back, get it forward like that, and side to side as well. Side skirts, really simple. They just move up, side to side, back and forth, like so. Let's take the backpack off for a second. And this butt flap doesn't move at all. And going into the legs, let's take off one of these side skirts real quick. The legs are really good. So without the side skirt on it, you can get that leg all the way up. The bend is really nice on these legs. So I can get this leg bent all the way back like so, which is great for posing the legs. Now, the issue with this kit, it's not really a huge issue, but the side skirt itself limits that leg motion mobility. So I can only get it to about here before the side skirt is gonna catch the knee and then just kind of lock it there into place. So you are limited with the side skirts, but it's not a limit that is kind of undoable or crazy, which will stop you from doing poses. Now, going down to here for the ankle armor just goes up and down. Again, we've got a nasty little seam that, for me, these pieces don't really seem to want to stick together. But again, simple putty, simple glue will fix that. The feet, really cool. We have 3 points of articulation for the foot, so you can get a lot of really good running poses with this kit right here. So let's go to the backpack real quick. I'm going to move this over because the backpack's really cool is how you can attach these Gatling guns to it. So the backpack alone has the ability to move these parts right here back and forth. The hinges on this open up like so. And the way that these attach is you are going to take this bottom part off like I showed before, push this drum in, attach this part. Now you have it ready to be attached to the backpack. The easiest way to get this into the actual backpack is to push this part backwards, attach the gun in attach the gun in right here, open the hatch, and then twist it right back in. And then it's securely locked in, pretty good. Hasn't fallen out of the actual backpack just yet, so I'm happy with that. Let's do the other side. So again, we're gonna fold this in, take this piece right here, attach that like so, take this piece over here, turn that back, snap this in, open up this hatch right here, and then we are going to twist this back in and close it. And it is extremely secure. I was surprised how secure this was going to be with 2 big pieces of plastic like this. And weirdly enough, as you see when this attaches to the actual kit itself, you would think that it'd be a lot back heavier, but because you're able to kind of fix where these guns are and how stable they are, or how tight they are in the backpack, you don't really see too much of a weight issue with it. So let's attach this to the back right here. And there we go. So there's not much of a weight issue with it. You'll have to find a good pose for the kit. It does give it a little bit more weight on the back, but I haven't found too much of an issue. It's pretty easy to get the kit to stand like so. So I really don't see too many issues with this. But that's the entire articulation for this kit. What we are going to see real quick is one big problem that I have with this p-bandai kit is actually all of the extra pieces that this kit comes with. This is everything left over from the kit. This is about a high grade's worth of extra pieces, and I get it. This kit has a lot of different kits to make it. So we're getting the GM Dominance and we're getting the GM Sniper. So there are a lot of pieces that are from those kits that are unused, but you know, I wish there was a way to just kind of consolidate all these pieces that came with the kit, because this is just, it's a lot. A lot of the pieces too, as you can see here, they're just different colors of the same piece. So we could have consolidated a lot of stuff, maybe cut out certain pieces out of the runner, but you know, I get it. It's a kit that is made up of a bunch of different kits, so what can you really do without Bandai having to completely remold the kit? But let's move on to my actual verdict of this kit and see what I rate this kit and whether it's a buy or not. Alright, so here's my final verdict on this kit, and it kind of breaks down into two separate verdicts. It's sort of an overall and whether or not it's really worth buying this kit. So to go into the overall verdict for this kit, it's definitely an amazing kit. From the fact of, you know, just build wise, again, it's based off of an amazing kit prior to it. The GM Sniper, and then the GM Dominance, which I hear is great as well too. The point to actually buying this kit is where it becomes a little bit different. You know, there's the huge price point to consider, seeing that this kit is p-bandai. It hasn't been re-released in the US market. So the cheapest I've found this kit was around $123 at I believe Big Bad Toy Store, and that's with $4 shipping. So $123, $127 with shipping. That's a really high price point for something that when it originally came out was only about 55 yen, or around, I'm going to say, you know, depending on the market, $60 to $65, maybe more or less, give or take. But I don't think that it's worth buying a $126 kit right now. I would hold off maybe of buying this kit just because if it does get re-released and you can find it for cheap, or if you can find it for cheaper, definitely go out and look for those places. But I wouldn't run out to splurge on this kit. There are plenty of other kits at $120 price point that are, you know, not that this kit isn't worth it, but that $120 price point makes this kit very hard to recommend fully to people. But in terms of build, don't get me wrong, this kit is absolutely amazing. It is a great build. It's definitely worth the $65 that you could spend on it. But in all honesty, I could not recommend this kit to somebody who's paying $120 to $130. There are definitely better p-bandai kits at that price out there. So definitely give that a thought. If you've got the money to spend $130, go for it. I think I paid myself maybe about, let's say, I want to say maybe $98 to about $105 for the kit. So I bought it at a higher end. But that was before the advent of the new p-bandai store. So the options of stuff being reprinted and sold to us here in the US, and again, I'm speaking on a mainly US basis, or even worldwide for anybody on p-bandai, but specifically talking to the US, you know, those terms of possibly getting this kit at a cheaper price, it might be worth the wait for it. But like I said, if it's burning a hole in your pocket and you need the kit, definitely go out and get it. You will enjoy it. I'm going to paint this up. You guys will probably see a video of this as a custom. Haven't really worked out all the colors in my head yet, but there's a lot of work that I'll have to do to it prior and beforehand. I'll fill up some of these gaps in the head as we saw before, try to smooth out a few more pieces. And one thing I didn't really mention, just because it's something kind of a simple thing to say, but there are a lot of mold lines on it that I'll have to kind of just sand over a little bit more. But all in all, kit was great. Kit was fun. I enjoyed it. So verdict, great kit, amazing kit. If I had to give it out of 10, probably be about a 8.5 out of 10, or even an 8. Solid 8 out of 10. As a buy, it's definitely on the lower side. I'm going to give this about maybe a 3 out of 10. It's not something that you need to run out and buy. You can get this exact same feel of the build from a GM Sniper 2. There are probably a few Kotobukiya parts out there as well too, with the Gatling guns, that you can modify yourself to do the same thing. So all in all, that's about it. But thanks for watching the review, and until next time, guys, I'm Nutype Tim, and I'll talk to you soon.